Sometimes you get to a point of relationship where you just gotta let the other person know where you stand. This one's for you, Bungie. Let's get to it. These are the top 5 things Destiny desperately needs. Number 5. Better inventory management. Let's face it, while we get showered in loot, we also get the weight that is non-pinnacle purples once we hit the cap and the dreaded blues. Inventory slots fill up and postmasters fill up with a never-ending way to manage all of it. Other games in similar genres do amazing things like filters in PoE and single-click selections in Outriders. Either way, something needs to happen for us loyal players. This leads us to number 4, more vault space. I'm not a fan of labels, but if there is one I'm going to apply to myself, it's Hoarder. I mean, goodness, I want to hold on to each variant I get. And while I know there are some role variants that are just horrible, you never know when a sandbox change will revamp a perk, or change an archetype, or buff a weapon type. Looking at you, Subsistence. Looking at you. I mean, do I have to go into this one? There are just too many sets, too many armor types, too many exotic variants for me to begin. I'm thankful for the 500 slots that we do have. But man, oh man, would I be able to sleep so much better at night if we got a size increase on our vault. Please, 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 please. Just a size increase, please. With my nerdy vault and system needs out of the way, let's talk about number 3, the Stasis rework. I don't know what it's like to be a development studio, and I don't have a lot of development friends or programmers that I know, so I may or may not really understand the challenges they face or work with, but man, oh man, this would be a freebie slam dunk 2 for Tuesday family discount Friday if some sort of update was provided to the community about a rework. How they could rework the subclass, I have no idea. And I would hate to be the person responsible for reworking the subclass, but for starters, perhaps removing it from PvP since it's clearly unbalanced compared to the light subclasses. Or perhaps having abilities do things that affect you as opposed to enemies. Damage increase, speed increase, regenerative increases, and so forth. I mean, honestly, Bungie could just put out a Vidoc about it and we would suck it all in, and the community would turn around and praise Bungie for their valiant efforts. We would forgive them as we have time and time again where they slap us in the face only to say sorry we didn't mean to. It's a good segue to the next item, a much needed Eververse rework. The Eververse store once upon a time was introduced as a means to buy microtransactions to the game you already paid for, and lock more content than it needed to behind. As time went on and Destiny became free to play, more emphasis and content was slowly being paywalled. I mean, yes, the items can be purchased for Bright Dust, when it's that item's quote unquote turn, but it leaves a bad taste in one's mouth. Because the folks with the accumulating Bright Dust already have what they need, and those working to get Bright Dust, if silver wasn't an option, are slowly learning that Bright Dust is becoming almost irrelevant. With the latest Transmog news, it seems there are going to be some new sheriffs in town. Synth Strand, Synth Weave, Synth Cord, Synth everything. Forget that the majority of the cosmetics are locked behind this microtransaction store. Forget that it's a free-to-play game with most of the free items being almost nothing. Let's even forget the limited ornament system currently in place. If Bungie continues to take the route of investing and expanding the Eververse store as it is, we will get more things like the Great Transmog rollout of 2021, with 4 new currencies time-gated behind seasonal activity. It's just inane. Now that I've got my rant out of the way, it's time for the number 1 thing Destiny needs. For this one, it's going to be divided into 2 categories, 1B and 1A, with 1B being PvP. I mean, damn, when is the community going to get some love to the PvP players? Destiny is a rare game where I believe it needs both PvP and PvE to survive. In the past, I've been critical and have thought perhaps Bungie split the two, but it just doesn't work. Look at the other games in the industry that have tried. Bungie's success will require to look at all facets of the game and give them love appropriately. PvP included, whether it's maps, anti-cheat, competitive balance, netcode, whatever, you name it, Bungie needs to invest the time in it. And now, number 1A. While tough, I think an entire refocus on content delivery is needed. What do I mean? I don't know how to phrase this outside of drip feeding us content and telling us what to play will be the death of the game. Dramatic, I know. I just feel like we have seen this habitual decision making from Bungie over and over and need a change. I remember in Vanilla Destiny, the charm was the fact that everything was available to us day one. We knew what we were getting into and we could just grind. Today, that is not the case. I have to now tune into Bungie nearly daily to make sure I don't miss anything. I feel we need to get back to the roots of the game where we can just play and farm at our own pace. Now that I've given you my top 5, what are your top 5? Leave a comment on what you think Destiny needs the most. If there's uproar about a certain topic that's similar, we can cover it. Also, if you're new to the channel and enjoy what you see, a like, a subscribe, goes a long way. I would appreciate it and it'll help support me. I'm Mid, and I'm out.